welcome to Boozy Browsing. I'm Miki.
And I'm Matt.
All right. So what are we doing, Matt?
I forgot. I have a short memory. No, we're gonna take off where we left off around the Boozy store. So we're gonna make millions on our merch, right?
Mm. Oh, before I do that, like I promised you that while I was editing the last one, I wanted to create some interstitial. Because there's like sometimes like this, there are a lot of waiting when we're trying to render something or we're building something. So like I'm trying to make an interstitial that's kind of funny enough to do it. So I start asking Gemini, because I haven't tested the Gemini image generation that just kind of like popped up. So I asked different LLMs to build different things. And while I was doing that, I noticed that Riverside, the platform we're using, auto-generate some of the snapshots, and those became so funny that I just wanted to share it with you because you probably don't have visibility on these. So I'll start with some of the Gemini ones. Let's see if I can open.
I can't wait to see how other people think I look. Or how other people know I look.
Very generic one, like Boozy Browsing, so like interstitial like that.
Okay.
And I wanted something like, see, initially actually, this one was the one. Like they supposed to create a GIF file, but it didn't actually work. And it's like it was keep putting tech and some random drink name. So I was like, no, just Boozy Browsing. So like this one I kind of liked, so I kept it.
You're not sharing.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's.
I mean, I can visualize. Probably as good as the people listening on the podcast can, apparently.
Can you see it?
I read that second word differently. Tech, tinus, tinus. Okay, tech and tinus.
So that and then
teenies like martinis,
right? So like they created that, and it was supposed to be a GIF file, GIF animated GIF, but it didn't do that. Does it share this one now?
That would have been good.
All right. This is a little more difficult than. And then this kind of like in the beginning, it was like.
I feel like these words.
I think they're
meant to trip you up.
Right.
Tech and tipples.
Yeah. So I didn't really like that. So I was like, all right, then I want something more open. All right, so this one, I wanted more like words, like just doing more filters while tipsy. I was like, that kind of didn't make sense. So I was like, all right, whatever. So most of the ones that I generated, and then this one I actually liked, but I didn't like the logo because it didn't really know what a logo was. So I think I used it without the logo for certain parts of our last episode. I thought that it was kind of cute.
That's a good one. What is the logo supposed to be? What do you think?
Our logo? Oh, this? I don't know. It looked like a broken domino or pizza.
Kind of, right?
Right. So that's fine. But I started to look at the Riverside because it has some like snapshots that I recommended. And I'm just gonna share a few.
I think you have too much fun producing the
yeah, this is like this actually editing took forever because I was looking at this and giggling. I was like, all right, so I'll just go butch here. I don't know why they started to make us cartoony. That one's okay, but so, and I think I shared that with you. For some reason, they make you drunk. And you look angry. And I'm laughing. And this one was one of my favorite ones.
Oh boy. I feel like I've seen this one, not this one, but it do that look before.
Yeah. And this one, like, it looked like we're kind of both drunk.
Mm-hmm.
And you're showcasing your beer.
I swear we only drink one drink on the podcast.
You're showcasing your beer, and I don't know why my face looked like this. All right, so those are kind of like funny ones I only saved for but these actually will crack you up. So I use, what's it called? What's the ChatGPT OpenAI one that just rolled out? Sora.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
So I asked Sora to, based on some of the funny Riverside ones.
Yeah.
Here's one. I don't know why I'm red on my thing, and I look very happy drunk, and I don't know why you're surprised. So that one and this one,
what?
Yeah, this one we both look very happy, but I'm still. Oh, which one was it? Here.
You look a little more round in your face than normal too.
I think they just decided to really make me Asian at this time.
Maybe.
Okay, so and then I wanted to kind of make it look like a claymation.
Cool. Okay.
And then do this one, and I was like, well, we're both drinking, so like initially, and they made us both angry. And then I was like, well, no, we don't want to be angry, and then they make both of us surprised.
I mean, I like that they picked up like the fact that I'm drinking out of a can and you're drinking out of a mason jar.
Yeah.
Like,
and then I told them like, I want you to incorporate a logo with the Boozy browsing, and then they make this separately on top. I don't know why they make your really drunk news. But yeah,
I got like a half-shaved beard too.
Yeah, and then there's one point that they made. I think they made you bald at one point, and I was like, I don't think I saved that one.
Put my head up the wrong way.
Yeah, you might see these random images as an interstitial when we have to kind of edit parts out or waiting too long. So I'll be using these. Anyway, so that was I was editing yesterday. Oh, not yesterday, but the last
5 hours later interstitial.
Yeah. So, anyways, so I thought one.
Part of it could be when we're creating a new site from scratch, how long it takes.
Yep.
All right. So we said we'd take what we had last week, which was a React storefront.
Oh wait, I'm drinking.
I forgot to even open. Did you open?
I didn't open yet because I was getting too excited with
this. Would be a really boring episode, I think. I think we think it's more entertaining by the end of the drinks anyways.
But yeah, I'm doing the same thing. I didn't get a chance to get Florida local beer. We had some meetings that went longer than we expected, but so I'm gonna do white wine. Chilean wine. All right. What are you drinking?
So I found this one. I'd never had it before. It's called Little Mo Porter. It's Elevation Beer Company. So cheers.
Well, it hopefully picks up the purple jar, mason jar this time. I gave up on wine glasses because I break too much of it. Anywho, take it away.
All right. So I went ahead last time and had to create a theme. And I had to start kind of configuring just throw together a WooCommerce site real quick. But I didn't really take it very far. So I think there's some steps left. All right. So back into Bolt, had to create the theme and put it in a repository. So here's all the theme files that it created last week. I haven't made any changes. I just wanted to see if it would do it. Looks like it created an FAQ page, custom page. Let's see the functions. One of the things I have noticed is that it likes to do like what people that don't know what WordPress is supposed to be built like, puts everything in functions, the functions file. So it's nice and messy. So, but you can clean that up. So I got, okay. All right. Can you give me an import file to import a bunch of the test products that we had before? Also give me a better homepage landing page configuration. Let's see if it'll do it. Here's our interstitial. I don't know why it's taking so long.
I think I told you, like, I was testing out V0, and when I try to, because I was testing out building a plugin for some of the custom blocks, and it built it, so I wanted to test it, but when I clicked the deploy button, the platform they deployed to does not have WordPress as a CMS option to build it. So like they have like a React Sanity and all this like other headless related ones. So it wouldn't deploy. So I have to manually download it and put it into one of our local repo or one of the staging environment to test it. So I'm guessing this is very similar in that workflow that for PHP related or.
Yeah, I mean, my workflow has just been, again, it is a repo. In this case, it's a theme. I can just clone the theme into a local environment. Or if I'm working on plugins.
Yeah, that's exactly what I do for mine.
It's very wordy. So, all right, I'll go and try to do their import. So since you're not seeing, so I'm doing actually I got to go to the, so I'm running this locally, just like I was saying. So I'm going to pull the updates. I have them now. It made a change. Doesn't look any better to me, but let's go into WooCommerce. We'll do the import. Sample data. I don't know how to equals to. That's a lot. Just do it, please.
Oh boy. This is going to take forever too. Oh, that's fast.
Put 15 of them in. They're there.
Wow, nice.
Let's see if it actually did anything to the homepage now. Come on. Let me go to the shop. I mean, that's better. That's something. That's pretty close.
Look at that.
It's pretty close to what we were looking at.
Yeah, like the weird cocktail. I never published them, so I realized, but yeah, there are a couple cocktail recipes in there, but.
I mean, I could probably have it clean this up, but do I really care at this point? I mean, I've definitely done it, and it does a good job. Usually it does a lot better job. I wonder if it was because, this is weird, but that we did it last week and then came back to it versus having it like immediately keep going. Because I feel like anytime I've converted their React version of an app or Next.js or anything to a PHP one to test out, it does it really quickly, and or not really quickly, but it does it, and it actually looks correct. This is like nowhere near what we were looking at before, but I can tell structure. Let me clear the cache. No. I'll send it a command. We can move on.
Okay.
Layout and style seems to be pretty often broken. Can you do a task at fixing that? Is it not recording? There we go. All right, what else are we doing?
I'm going to show you, I wanted to build something that automates parts of the stuff that we always do when we're onboarding clients. Because there are a lot of manual steps that when we get the contract signed, we send out welcome email, and there are like phases that we have. We defined like the 6 different phases that we work with the client when they onboard. We defined all those before. So based on the workflow and SOPs that we have, I wanted to have some sort of quick way to, for every phase that we go to the next phase, we usually send the email, but those are all manual because we don't have it automated. So I wanted to build an app for every phase. It generates an email, and then we just kind of quickly review to see if anything needs to be done on there, and then just send it from there, prompt. And then when you go to the next phase, it will generate the next phase email that we send to the client and click to generate and review and then send. So it's just simple workflow, but that could take a long time. Sometimes you have to go find the template that you had and like all like where your SOPs are. Like these days, like it's like all over the place, it seems like. We need to do a little better organization, but I wanted to also semi-automate it, eventually automate it completely, to kind of hook it with whatever process that we're using, whatever system we're using, and tracking and all that. So I wanted to build that. So I did that, actually. I used V0. Initially, I tested out in Gemini first, but then it didn't really give me a way to actually deploy or push it out to the real code. So I used V0. And then cleaned that up as like actually built it out and deployed to Vessel just to kind of show. Once it's in a good place, we'll probably put it into our GitHub and whatever, and then put it into our site or something. But it literally took me like about an hour to do all this thing. So I wanted to show you that after you that.
How does it send emails?
So it's integrating with, so the database I'm using, what was it? Neon.
Yeah.
It's kind of similar to, what were you using?
Supabase.
Email is I set up the resend. So it gives you like the amount of email that you can send a day, but you can pay more different versions to do it. So, and then I need to allow our domain on our whatever CDN that we're using to allow that. But it's actually sending. I tested using their test email, the sending from, and it worked. It went to my email inbox. It's super simple workflow right now, but it's like really like quick MVP to just kind of do quick things. But it still will save me a lot of time because a lot of times I'm looking for where things are and send it and changing it, and those are all automated here. So I'll show you that quick soon. It's more like an internal tool for us to kind of next phase once we're done, like we just send an email.
Yeah. Yep. I don't know why the developer that I've hired is so slow these days. Like, this is just painful sometimes compared to what normally is happening.
Yeah, well, I asked him to hurry it up so I can show you this.
Although
I pre-did all that, so I can kind of quickly show you the steps and process. But yeah, you're doing it on the fly, so like live demo is always harder.
Oh, that's true. I might actually have to pay $100 this month for a developer. I think I paid $50.
That's still way cheaper than
for what it. I mean, I definitely had to clean up some things and do a bunch of other code cleanup and just testing a bunch of things. Like I feel like the amount of output it's done is a lot more than normal human.
Oh yeah, and then I was playing with cursor as well.
Yeah.
Some of the things I wanted to update. I guess yesterday when I was doing it, maybe I was drunk. I don't know, but I named the file wrong, and I was pounding my head, just why is it not working? Because even though after the whatever cursor fixed it to what I asked to do, I'm looking at it, it's like it doesn't look like there's any errors, but it's saying that it's done, and I even deployed it, and instead it's completed without any error, and it's not doing what I need to do. Turned out that I had a dot on my file name.
Right.
I think you find that out actually, because I was frustrated and I was showing it to you.
I'm looking at this one. I'm like, why can't it do things in standards? Like, come on.
Actually, I should look at cursor too, because like I didn't really pay attention to it, but it looked all right. But I know cursor is supposed to be a little more developer friendly.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
I mean, I just have to run it through PHP CBF.
okay.
But still, like then every time I wonder, I'll have to look at some of the other projects I worked on.
Have you specifically asked to use the standards?
Yeah. Do you remember that, like the screenshots I sent you that one night?
Yeah.
Like I asked it like 5 times. It said, "Oh yes, of course. Let me do it." And it kept saying that. I mean, I think it was just too many files and it couldn't do it.
I mean, you just sent me that. I didn't know the context to it.
No, I kept asking it to fix the standards. And it would do it, but it would output it in the left panel and it wouldn't commit the code. And it would, so I would just keep telling it, you didn't commit the code. Oh yeah, I see that. Let me fix that. And then it would do the standards check again. It would take forever. And it'd take all my tokens. It's like,
you know what's funny about that is that you definitely had that experience with other junior developers in other days. But
you know how many times I've had to like copy the GitHub URL? It's like, there is no pull request here.
But the funny thing is, like, when you talk to a human, they know your tone of the voice is like, you know, you're frustrated, so they do.
I don't know what you mean. But, I'm always super calm. Oh, look at this. It did it.
Doesn't give a shit. Why is it glowing in a weird thing?
I don't know.
You should glow the text, not the box.
I mean, it did.
And wait, I'm gonna nitpicking it. Go up again. Why is the lock chopped off a little bit on top?
That's But even like that's close to, I mean, maybe that's a style. I don't know, but I don't like that.
At least if you're gonna glow it, they should kind of make it bigger and make it look like the neon sign frame. Not like that.
That would be cool. A real neon, like even neon lettering would be kind of cool.
Right.
Yeah. And open, like, oh, no, we didn't put, so we can shop the collection. Let's see what this looks like. I mean, it's obviously still broken, but not. Well, maybe the other one was broken too, and we just didn't notice it. But again, this is now gone from like proof of concept, not even proof of concept, like some ideas, some drunk talking, to an internal React app, to then, all right, make me a WordPress theme that works for WooCommerce, and like next week you could have products live.
Yeah, we can
without a developer. I mean, maybe. I don't know. Like the thing I found is like it doesn't actually produce great quality functional code. So it does take some experience. But the speed that a developer could do it without a designer, without a product person potentially, and just a person with an idea, that's pretty cool.
Right. That's cool.
Wonder why it's these prices and that price.
Yeah, I was just gonna ask you that. Is that like with shipping?
Must be discounts or something. Like it was supposed to have a strike through, maybe. It's got double logos too.
Well, when you click on it, do you get details? What is it? SKU category $24.99 tag.
Oops, I was just seeing.
So the t-shirts are $24.99, but the actual updated one is $19.99.
Unrelated.
Oh, it's automatically upselling. That's interesting.
Kind of. Oh, it gave me. Oh, it put stock in. That's kind of cool that it creates some dummy stock. But yeah, again, this is now WooCommerce, so this is a full, obviously with no additional plugins, no actual configuration yet. But
I mean, WooCommerce, but out of the box, does a lot of things. So.
Yep.
But the pricing is a little weird though. Like I don't know why. I thought it was including shipping, but usually you don't really see that like that. You usually get it after you punch in your zip code.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so $19.99. Let me just go back to the product. Because you got that price. Oh, it's a category 12.9. Like that's just that's the category. It's just a bad mock category, I think.
It's a category.
Just happens to look like a price, I think.
That's confusing.
It's kind of cool. Limited edition.
What is that?
What?
Oh, we don't have 100 plus.
Of course, it has to do the gradients everywhere.
Yeah, what's with the gradient with these AI people or AI things?
I don't know. I know I brought this up. Like, it tends to pull that back in too, even after you've worked with things for a little while and given it some feedback, and then it'll just slip it in again.
Is that
and drop shadows.
Is that a bolt thing or?
That's a good question because I haven't done like a UI of anything for anything else. Any of the other tools.
So I'll show this dashboard that I explained.
All right.
Maybe I should kind of chop that explain.
Stop sharing, or can you just take it over?
I don't know. That's what it looks like.
Okay. That's weird that the pastels are like a site that I built last weekend for my son.
Yeah.
You remember the site that I was showing you?
Yeah. I'll show you the cycle of it. Actually, so I'm just gonna make it a little bigger. The reason it went that way is initially, so I had the prototype initially, like I prototyped it on Gemini, so like I brought that in and just gave all these directions to clean that up a little bit. And I wanted to connect with the real database, and also I wanted the ability to actually send the email from it, because initially it just gave me the template I can copy and then paste it to my email, but I wanted to send it directly once I review it, and then there's a couple cleanup that I did with the template, and also wanted the ability to, so I guess the next phase right now I need to go to the database to clean up, change the template if I want to change any languages around it, but I want that ability. And then after that, it was actually initially it was like black and whatever color, and I was like, our theme color, our style guide theme color is red, gray, white, black, and we wanted to make simple, modern looking, because that's how our website is like.
Yeah.
Follow that style, and then they did this. So, and there are a couple things that I have to kind of fix along the way. And there's a couple integrations, like I mentioned, that I had to integrate minimally database and then email sending option. And then I already have Grok integration in here. So like, if I need to change any languages around it to personalize a little more, we can probably do that, but I didn't get to that. So this is like a really, really simple version because I really spun that up in like an hour.
Yeah.
So I deployed it. Vessel, so VO connects with the Vessel. So like Vessel has like different ways to do it. I think this is a React app, so it has ability to do it. So it gives me some like logs and all that stuff in here, so you can look at it in deployment. So like, I think it's a little more developer friendly in a way that if you know what you're looking for, you can look at it. And then, so this is one thing.
It deployed it to there and it's running.
Yeah. One of the other things too, because the responsive thing is weird right now. This is the best resolution because I kind of want it little. I want this to go down to 6 like this. So that's something I can clean up later. So what it does is that so add a client, I'll do the red client. So here, if we generate email, hosting provider, admin email. Right now, I can just do my email. Is it with web? So it will change.
Sure.
So minimally, whatever we want. Change that, and then I can send the email. I'll send it to me because it's an admin email, and then I set up me as a client. So I that's gonna send it to me. So like, and I'll just show you before we go there. And then go to the next phase and generate the email. So like, this is a template that I was like, so planning duration, how long it's gonna take, and then what's the option. This is optional, but like if we want to give them specific things for that specific client that we want to do, then you can change that. And when you go to the next phase, the build phase, there's a different template. So what we need to tell them about And when you go to QA, that's another template that we have, and I need to just give them the staging and then how to actually give us the feedback. And this I probably need to fill it. It's like any input that we need to do is on here, and then when you update, it's just gonna update it right here.
Right. And then you could then edit it too.
Right. So you can just edit it directly from here as well.
Yeah.
So like that's just, it will save me a couple hours for any of these, because like usually it takes me forever to find where things are. So when I clicked send, it actually sent me an email. Let's see. I don't want to. I'll show you. Where's my? Can you see my screen? So it actually sent me the email that I needed. Oh, cool. So that was a very quick prototype, but at the same time, it took about the same time me trying to track down where all the templates are to actually.
Well, that's the thing. Like, it almost took you, like, there are some tools out there that do stuff like that, but it would take you as long to configure that for every client each time. You'd almost have an onboarding of those tools we have, right? Versus you built the whole thing from our SOPs. Like,
I mean, I knew exactly what I wanted. That's probably why it was faster.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, we already had things in place, documentation essentially.
And then just kind of give you like add client, so like client name and email. That's where I define it. So, so it has a basic stuff on it, and it saves it to the database now, so that like wherever I left it, it remembers where it was.
Yeah.
So just a quick tool for internal way to just kind of communicate with the client. And then we'll probably, I mean, I am hoping that I can add more things like, our reportings and things like that we scraped to give some like a status report, things like that can be added here to kind of send it out and things like that. But yeah, I mean, quick MVP.
Sure. And then you get all the feature bloat, and you're going to add in reminders for timesheet submission. The reminders for timesheet submission.
Yeah, this is internal ones.
Are those hours actually your hours? Did it really take that
Can you explain a little more details in this?
Those are just emails from me.
But also, it was fun because I wanted to test out V0 with a real product. So I was hearing about it. But this was like it wasn't bad, because initially when I tested out, it was breaking. Like, I asked different things. It was a simpler one. It was creating a WordPress plugin with 5 different blocks. It broke 5 times for some reason, and then I don't know what was going on at the time, but this time it didn't have any issues. And I mean, actually, it broke once, and then I had to reconfigure it. But that was about it. So
no,
not bad. Also, one of the things that there was weird confusing steps when I try to integrate different system, like the third party to send the email, and then there's other in the database. Connecting the database was flawless because they gave me the exact instruction on the console.
Yeah.
But other two I had to create. It just gave me a logo, and it's like, you need to integrate this. I'm like, I don't know what that logo is supposed to be. So I have to keep going back and redoing it. It turned out that logo was actually the custom environment variable. So I was supposed to connect other things and update the environment variable manually, because that one didn't have an automated step to do it. But how am I going to know by just looking at the logo?
Right.
So that was a little bit of a learning curve on there. But and also, if you don't know what environment variable is, and then how to that API key to input it in manually, that's also something you probably will need to figure it out. But it didn't know how to tell me that.
Yeah, it's expecting a certain level. And maybe you could ask it for help. Maybe. So are you going to add this to you're doing, by the time this is released, that week you'll be working on your WordCamp US or WordCamp Montclair presentation on your career? Is this the tail end of that presentation? Is like, well, all the things I've learned, it's all out the window, and now this is how I have to start building things.
No,
from
actually, my ending is different because like how to use AI effectively. Because like I mean, we prototype a lot of different things, and even when I told you this, like when I was preparing for this talk, I was able to build a bunch of different apps to show different types of data in different organizations. Those could have took me longer if I didn't have AI's help. So like that, I'll probably mention to because like how to effectively use it. Because I still believe that like, you know, it's more like you know how to use the tools right.
Mm-hmm.
And then you still need, because like I'm sure different type of people have different ways to use it, but we still have some sort of unfair advantage that we know exactly what to ask. We know exactly what's wrong when things don't work out. So it's probably faster than other people. I don't know. Maybe I'll be wrong, but
I feel like this jump is like the last time we had anything like this was when we were getting, and this is my experience around like the ability to like, it would create all the CRUD, you know, interactions with a database just based off of some very simple input, like, and then we got Bootstrap for like UI interfaces for admin stuff. Like you were able to then create a backend admin very quickly on top of your data set. But this just takes it to another level where it's actually creating user interaction and all the other libraries that are out there, and pulling them all together, which, I mean, high-end performance, probably not, but very usable, it feels like, so far. I know people talk about security, but I mean, the stuff that I've started to build on this, like, yeah, if you just type in commands and deploy the output, you're going to have keys everywhere. You're going to have keys publicly that are private keys. Like you just have to look through the repo and know what the code base is and where it's storing things and fix it.
Right. Yeah. So. Oh, speaking of design, I mean, I know we're kind of wrapping up, but let's quickly show you something. I discovered it, but that's probably why the designers actually like to use this. There was a design section, so I can just go and change this around. And then I can deploy it. I mean, I got a little lazy before, and actually I wanted to finish this before we start recording this. So I just kind of went to have it auto-generated, but like you said, like all these colors, you could change it and then deploy it, which I thought was very clever and actually intuitive, more intuitive than other ones.
Yeah. The other ones I'm having to, well, type technically, but talk into it, tell it my values that I wanted to add, and this is a really UI interface to like really customize individual fields.
Yeah. So it's
does it store it? Is that like an actual configuration that it then just maintains, or does it update the whether SAS or CSS file?
It updates the CSS file, I think.
Okay.
I can test it, but it updates that, and then I can redeploy it, and it's gonna go to my code base.
I wonder how this would be something to look at. Like the tools that I've started to use, I realized that I can start from scratch and I can build everything, or my first thing can be pointed to a repo and then we just start. And then it pulls everything in and then I can interact with it that way. So I wonder how it stores those values, if it's just the CSS file or if there's some kind of configuration thing.
I think it's CSS, but I can test it and let you know next time.
So then it's just reading it and updating those fields.
That's what it did for cursor when I updated cursor styling. It updated all the CSS files and then put it in.
Yeah.
But yeah, so, I mean, interesting time.
For sure.
Yeah. And then, yeah, we'll see where this brings. Anywho, so I'm also very curious because the next episode we're going to invite the design team.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of curious what they think of this or what they use it for. Also, with some of the things that I'm very curious about what their takes are.
I can't wait to like nudge them a little bit. Like, this is amazing. What do we like? Everyone says we don't need developers. What do we need a designer for? I mean, this is perfectly fine. I can read it. What else do I need to do, right? Like I click a button and it works. Who cares if it kind of is a little shifted a little bit?
Yeah. So, anywho,
we won't be doing that one in person.
Yeah. Just like out here. Anyway, so what else?
I think that's it for this week.
Okay. Cool. Well then, till next time.
Yeah.